Gangster genre is one of my favorite genre. So today we are ranking my top picks of the best gangster movies from Korea. The Drug King. Set in 70s Korea, it revolves around Lee, a small-time operator in drug trade. After fully understanding the business and building network in Japan, he starts his own drug business, eventually growing into one of the biggest drug lords and one of the biggest suppliers for Korea and Japan. But his ambition becomes the first step for his downfall. As he grows bigger, he makes more enemies. How did he grow and how did he survive in the harsh world is the film all about. Interestingly, this film is inspired from a real-life person. The Outlaws. This is the first film out of the 4-part mega franchise. But out of all the films, the first one stands out to me. It has very good gangster element with some crazy action. The film follows a small-time gangster who is a Chinese immigrant. He comes to Korea and starts overtaking the underworld by finishing one gang after another. The fighting style of the villain is crazy. And on the other end of the spectrum, we have a cop portrayed by Don Lee, who has his own way of following the law. What happens when Don Lee takes the responsibility to arrest him is the story all about. What I like about this film is the story focuses equally on the gangster element and the action. A must watch for all the action lovers. Night in the Paradise. This film is a mix of gangster genre with some cool action. This film initially feels slow, but as we go into the story, it becomes more engaging. It's about a hitman who's ordered to finish the rivalry gang leader, and he eliminates the leader. But this murder sparks a brutal gang war between the two rivalry gangs. So the boss asks him to stay low in the Jeju Island, where he meets a girl with a dark past. In a twisted fate, the boss, for his own survival, decides to cut loose of the hitman. What follows in the island, both the gangs after one man, trying to kill him. This film explores dark and poetic violence and a tragic romance. The Merciless. The title suits the film very well. Undercover cop Hanso is sent to prison to earn the trust of a powerful gangster, Ho. Inside the prison, they both become very good friends, and after they got released, Ho plans to race to the top of the crime world. In the process of race, Hanso must commit extreme violence and show his loyalty. His loyalty is constantly tested and Hanso is entangled between the cops who uses him and the underworld, which is full of enemies and constantly doubting him. What happens when his true identity is revealed is the story all about. The friendship between the two main leads is the core emotion in the movie. A Dirty Carnival. What I like about this film is apart from the gangster action and crime, this film explores lifestyle of a gangster, which gives a more grounded and emotional core to the main character, Kim. He's a low-level gangster inside a bigger gang, but Kim isn't satisfied. He wants to grow big because he's powerless. His role is essentially to act as a debt collector, which is not a path to grow big. Also, he's facing tough competition from within the gang. How did Kim grow from a low-level gangster to a big shot, and what cruel decisions did he take to get there forms the core of the film. This movie is a strong statement that being the big gangster isn't about power or glory, but just survival. Apart from the serious themes of the film, it has great comedy, especially in the first half of the film. Believer. This film is the official remake of the Chinese film Drug Wars. But overall, from the production point of view, I like this film more than the Chinese one. The plot revolves around a mysterious crime boss, Lee, whose identity is unknown to his own people. When a Chinese drug cartel member arrives to settle a deal with the Lee's gang member, a smart detective takes the drug lord's place while meeting the Lee's gang member. This switch of places leads the detective to get into great trouble, as well as a perfect opportunity to eliminate Lee's gang. This film is filled with some crazy twists. It's better I won't spoil it. If you like some crazy twists and the gangster genre, this film is a must-watch. I highly recommend everyone to watch this movie. This film also got a sequel, but I didn't like the sequel that much. Before we get into our top 3, here are some honorable mentions. Asura, City of Madness.
형이 잘 수습할 거야.
Gangnam Blues.
그렇게 쉬운 놈 아니다.
If you have enjoyed our suggestions until now, please like the video and comment down below what content we should suggest next.
공무원, 에? 너 같은 놈을 반달이라 그런다며. 깡패도 아니고 민간인도 아니고 넌 도대.
Nameless Gangster. Set in the 80s backdrop, this film tells the story of a corrupt custom officer who forms a gang partnering with a young gangster. But the officer doesn't know anything about the gangster world or fighting. He just acts tough outside. The growth of newly formed gang brings them more enemies from the rivalry gangs and the South Korean government, which starts a brutal crackdown on the underworld. The officer is pushed to betray friends, manipulate enemies, and constantly switch sides for his own survival. A Bittersweet Life. This film follows Sun, a man who works for the crime boss Kang. One day, Kang assigns a mission for Sun to follow his girlfriend and find out if she is cheating on him. If so, get rid of her. That was his mission. And it turns out she's cheating on him, but Sun decides not to kill her and show mercy. This single decision leads for him to become the prime target for the entire gang, starting a brutal gang war. This film is a classic and must watch. It's so good that it got multiple remakes and adaptations in multiple languages. New World. This film is one of my favorite gangster film of all time. Undercover cop, Sojung, infiltrates into a crime syndicate and starts to raise inside the syndicate for years. When the head of the syndicate dies, the position becomes vacant and it leads to internal gang wars, providing a perfect opportunity for the cops to eliminate the syndicate members one by one. Caught in the middle of the war, Sojung must choose a side, whether to stay loyal with his crime partner or be with the cops. This film is extremely good, with story exploring different themes such as betrayal, loyalty, and friendship.